Alright, so I bet this might look a little weird. I am double mic'd up on a Tuesday afternoon. Monday morning, actually. Got some Black Keys playing. That's the only concert that I've ever gone to that I, like in my adult life, that I really cared about going to. It's, I'm not a big concert guy, but I think when I go to Taiwan, I'm gonna look for a K-pop concert because I actually do like K-pop. So I am double mic'd up, and I hope the audio is decent. Never know. Hey! So, good, how are you? On your way out already? Nice. So I'm double mic'd up here, and it feels weird, and I should probably just take off my necklace so I don't get all tangled up. Because I'm testing out, once more, I am testing out this microphone because I want to make sure, 1, 2, 3. I want to make sure that when I use this in Taiwan, I can reliably, I don't know, use it, I guess. And so I'm testing it out, but I'm also using the normal, this one's the normal audio that I usually have. This one is the microphone that's independent. So it's a separate audio file. So throughout the video, you might hear me switch back and forth because I want to test it, you know, see how it sounds, see what it picks up, see where I should have it on my body. Probably not too close to my mouth. I don't know, that's probably good. I don't know. I got this lemonade energy drink. Honestly, lemonade's not a bad one to start the day with. But it's still so much. It's 16 ounces. I already feel like I have to pee. And it's, you know, I did this to myself, but whatever. So, let's get started on chest day. I'm still kind of doing free-for-all. Kind of. I'm following a plan, just, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because I'm not working towards anything specific anymore. I might have to set myself goals, such as like 30 pull-ups straight, bench 325 again, stuff like that. All right. Time to get going. So, yeah, bench is done. I did 245 for the first time in a very long time, like probably a year, 10 months or so. 2 sets of like 3, 4. Pretty solid. I'm a little bit heavier, so I can push heavier. Makes sense. The math checks out. Yeah, today is day 1 back on a diet, actually. I feel like last night, usually the night before, I'll think in my head a lot of things I want to say, especially now because now I'm solo mo, because my name is Cosmo. Solo mo today because my buddy Isaiah is, you know, during the work week, he works mornings to the afternoon, so he comes in here at like 4 or 5 p.m., which you'll never see me do, except for sometimes. But yeah, I feel like I had a lot that I wanted to say and now I forgot. Whatever. Well, yeah, so like what's next, I guess. I'm still working on videos. I'm slowly getting, because there's hours and hours and hours of footage from the Olympia. So I just got done with Thursday, which was 2 parts, 2 30-minute videos for the first and second half of the day. And then Friday, which I just went to the expo and got tan. So not much happened on Friday. That part could be, that'll probably just be 1 video for Friday. And then Saturday, where I competed in the morning and then the finals and all that. So, yeah, I'm working on editing that. I have to do those edits after work, of course. And I'm trying to hang out with friends more. Yesterday I went out with some friends. I want to do more YouTube videos in general. I don't want to only do gym videos. I want to go back to the roots of WheelchairDNA. I want to do that where I'm, you know, opening doors do like a complete, what I really want to do, kind of like my magnum opus would be to have a playlist of like 100 videos that are about 1 to 10 minutes, and they're all very narrow subjects, and it just walks you through everything you need to know after getting in a wheelchair, from handling insurance, from housing, rehab, life after, life after getting in a wheelchair, you know, what it entails, going into the science of it, of what the spinal cord injury is, general lifestyle health, community, you know, just everything like that. I really want to go through and just have a one-stop shop playlist full of, you know, and then that way, because the videos would be very specific, the title would reflect that, and then the person can pick and choose where they want to go, you know. So it's one of those choose your own path type of playlist. It's not something you have to go all the way through, depending on where you are in life, but I think I'm a very credible source because I did a lot of things, you know. 1 month or 2 months after rehab, I did a trip to Germany. I did a couple flights, stuff like that, and a lot of people won't get on an airplane or do international flights for a very long time, or they won't even do anything for a very long time. And of course, it depends on the injury. I have full hand control, full core control, and so of course for me it's a little bit easier to go out and do stuff. I've had a lot of girlfriends that were with me to help me, my family with me to help me, so it's a little bit different if you're more alone and so on. But in general, I'm trying to do more of that style video. That's where I want to focus a lot of my energy, as well as hanging out with friends. I am back on a diet. I'm trying to do about 1,700, 1,800 calories because for Taiwan, coming up in about 1 month, so, you know, 3.5, 4 weeks from now, I want to make sure that I am pretty lean because I want to eat a lot of food. So if my ideal body weight is 130, if I can show up to Taiwan at 130 and then leave Taiwan at 135, that's much better than showing up to Taiwan at 135, 140 and coming back 150 or something. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And also I enjoy being more lean. I want to have a little bit more shreddedness. My arms are pretty good, just my abdominal section, my obliques and stuff. I got some chunk, some dad bod starting to develop, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's also just not where I want to be for maintaining a physique that I like. It'll also make my next, if I can maintain 130 or like 132, 134, if I can maintain that and build lean muscle, reduce body fat, then, you know, if I'm 130 lean, but I can grow lean mass and I can be 134 lean as well, then that's 4 pounds of lean mass that I just got. And that's the goal, because for the next time I compete, if I start at 130 instead of 150, how I did for my first comp, then it's a little bit easier to drop that weight, just because I won't need quite as much time. Instead of 26 weeks, maybe 20, or maybe 18, 15. So that's the goal. That's the goal with that, like life moving forward. And, you know, just continue to work out every day pretty much, but I'm gonna be traveling more, taking liberties with that, you know, go around, see some friends, see the world, see America, you know, work remotely in New Orleans, work remotely in Austin, Texas, where there's an office, or Nashville, where there's an office, or I think San Francisco, where there's an office in my company. So that'd be cool. And other than that, you know, like I got that Taiwan trip coming up. I got a lot of public speaking stuff that I want to get into. I just did a podcast that's coming out soon. So I'm trying to get more into the public eyes and tell my story, kind of grow my brand in a way, because I really want to work with a friend of mine and maybe do some stuff with supplements, or I don't know, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth as like a social media presence type of thing. And I do believe, you know, humbly, of course, maybe, that I have a pretty solid message, you know. So I think by now I'm 26, so I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to where, you know, guys in high school could look up to me as like a fitness influencer, a lifestyle, health, overall mindset influencer, where, you know, I think there's too many guys in fitness or women, I don't know about women, but there's too many guys in fitness who are doing, steroids and stuff like that. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, People smoke cigarettes, and that's much worse. It just depends on how you do it. Depends on what your goals are. It depends on your overall life health. But we need some natural influencers, like truly natural influencers, which I am, 100% natural. I don't know if I've ever even had steroids in my system, except maybe when I got my surgery for my back, spinal. So yeah, I think having, people who are like myself, natural and, fitness influencer where it's like, listen guys, you go to the gym and you're in the gym, you work hard, but also life outside of the gym is just as important. Mindfulness, being nice to people, just living a fulfilled life and growing that mindset, because a lot of people are so addicted to the gym and they think, oh, I want to make money, I want to just do that stuff, and it's, having enough money to survive is really good, and having enough money to thrive is awesome, but you have to balance that, because you want to spend time with friends, you want to spend time with family, and even if you can't afford to go out to eat, that's fine. For my birthday, I was just with a couple people and we just spun quarters and tried to stop them upright. And that was a great night, So if you're with the right people, it doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you're doing something that you can laugh about and enjoy, and that does not require money. Although it does require, basic survival. You need a house, you need to not be starving, stuff like that. So that's my big talky talk, probably for the workout, because somehow it's already an hour since I've been here, and I don't know how that happened. I guess I took a while warming up my bench, but we're doing incline now, and I'm not logging any of my workouts now, just because I don't want to, but I am sticking with the typical workouts where it's 3 chest exercises, 3 working sets of 3 reps in reserve, give or take, and then I'll do like a shoulder workout, and then I'll do like rear delts or tricep workout, stuff like that. So I'm sticking with the general plan, but I think I'm gonna go just a little bit rogue without logging it. I will start logging soon. I still haven't talked with my coach about, time after, because at this point, I don't really need a coach because I'm not doing anything to be coached for, but just kind of developing a general maintenance plan that I can continue on. That way, when I resume with him, I'll be in a good spot. So if I can get something that is sustainable, where I can go out to eat on the weekends, not stuff myself anymore, and all of that, I'll be pretty good, because then I can just have my health, diet, nutrition support the other things I want to do in life, rather than being the main achievement in and of themselves, such as for bodybuilding. So yeah, I hope my audio is good. Holy crap, 10 minutes, but I'm fine with that. We're gonna finish up the rest of this workout and probably do no more audio. So yeah, I love you. Have a great day. Remember, it's not always about growth, it's about fulfillment. Making sure that in every routine part of your life, because everyone has to work, everyone has to shower, everyone has to sleep, to drive to work and stuff like that. Make sure that in every aspect of your life that you are finding fulfillment. And if there's not, try to find out what closing that gap looks like. Is it making more friends at work, changing jobs where you have friends at work? Is it, during the commute, calling somebody or listening to a podcast that you're interested in? And, it's just setting up your life so that every day, you never want to put things off. You never want to, this is a Midwest goodbye, by the way, because I'm talking for a whole nother minute, trying to say goodbye. But you never, ever want to say, I'm going to work hard now and put everything on the back burner and then enjoy life later. In some ways that would make sense, like for my bodybuilding, I say I'm focusing on bodybuilding right now, I'm going to travel later. However, bodybuilding was also a thing that was fulfilling me, and it was a goal and I was working towards it. But I'm talking about daily life. where you don't want to say, I'm going to work really, really hard now, and then when I retire, I'll have fun. That's not how it works. Sometimes you never get to retire because you die. So you want to make sure that you are focusing on your health now, your health today, get enough sleep, get sleep at the same routine time, that's also important, and keep up your health, your brain health, do things that challenge you mentally, physically, and just look for a sense of respecting yourself. That's also very important, is that it's not like what can make you fulfilled is that if you reflect on your day and you feel proud, you feel maybe achieved, you feel satisfied, fulfilled, and you're respecting yourself for how you behave. Because if you're acting in ways that you don't like, then obviously you're not going to respect yourself, and that's number one. And so it's not always read a book and grow. It's not always learning every day. It's not, none of that really is necessary. If you read a book, it doesn't have to be business or whatever. It can just be a fantasy book that makes you, that you enjoy. And it doesn't even have to be a book at all. It could be anything at all. It just has to be stuff that you reflect on the day, every day, and even if it's the same, but you want to be, enjoying it in some way. That's my big message these days to most people. Is it's not about if you don't grow, you die. I don't believe that. I think that's dumb. It's about if you're not fulfilled, you die. Because that's where the depression, that's where the monotony and the mundane daily trenches of adult life will gnaw at your bones until you are nothing. So, take my advice. I'm trying to take my advice too. Ciao.